Eli Apple joins the show coming up next on the Wincinnati podcast.
Yes. Hello, world. We got a special show as always. TJ Houshmandzada, Jimmy Chase, Coach Jimmy Burrow.
How do you balance being a professional athlete and family obligation? These are top 5 Bengals of all time.
All time, man. Yeah. Shock the world.
Welcome to the Wincinnati podcast. I'm your host, Ace Boogie. My co-host, Zim. Zim, what's going on, bro?
What is going on in the world today? We have I'm a little speechless, man. I'm really excited about our show today. I took a little hiatus from Twitter. Remember, I was telling y'all that last week. I came back for this one because I felt like this was very, very important for the Bengals culture. Ace, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm good, man. But just for you guys tuning in, we appreciate y'all. Please be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. Please be sure to share this with all of your friends. We're happy to bring you another huge show tonight. As we said earlier, Eli Apple is going to join us live. That's right. We are the live Bengals podcast. So we're going to go over it. No topic is off limits. With one of the best players that we have in the Bengals secondary. Zach Taylor gave us an update on Alex Kappa. We'll tell you just how serious one of the Bengals' most prized free agents injury is. And then we'll also talk about Tyler Boyd and his media session today, talking about how that Bengals offense is ready to run in 2022. So we'll discuss that and more predictions from the slot god. So let's get it started. All right, Zim. It's been said that Alex Kappa was hurt. He has an injury. What are your thoughts on that real quick?
The way I was told is just going to be a couple weeks or whatever, and he'll be fine. Kind of like a precautionary thing, so not a big deal for me.
Facts. We've also talked about the offensive explosion. Tyler Boyd talked about this offense being unstoppable. Not much of a surprise to me. Is that any surprise to you?
Not much. I mean, I feel like, why would we step back? So it's time to go forward and get it on. I don't see any signs of regression.
Facts. So with that being said, we want to bring in none other than Eli Apple. Eli, what's going on, bro?
Not much, man. Appreciate y'all for having me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Long overdue.
Facts. So,
man,
Eli, how have your off-season workouts been going, bro?
It's been great. Man. Just improving every day. Just taking that time off to train and, get the mind, body, all that right.
Right. I mean, like coming off of, you hadn't gone this far, I guess, in your career as far as like the Super Bowl. When you talk about the mind and body, like what was it like leaving the Super Bowl? What is that experience like now? Like reflecting on that right now today. Where are you at mentally, like with the Super Bowl? Have you gotten past it? Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you ever get past stuff like, of course, that to that magnitude, the Super Bowl, biggest game and everything. But I'm in a good place. I took a little hiatus myself as well on the social media, but definitely want to continue to just, always just get better every day and just keep my, center of gravity, just my peace, just, the main thing, and not engage in, stuff like that. I mean, that's for the season, though. The season is demon time, but
I'm about to say, hold on. We got to engage at some point. When do we turn that back on?
Nah, yeah, I already know. I mean, a lot of people have a lot of stuff to say, so it is what it is on the football field. I'm just excited, you know what I mean, just to get back on the field and get back competing again. That's all I care about.
Nah, that's facts, bro. I think a lot of people had negative stuff to say, but one of the most positive plays that I remember from you was that Chiefs game. You pushing Tyreek Hill out of bounds before that. I remember saying that was a huge moment in that game. What was that like for you with that aspect of such a game-changing play?
Nah, man, that game just as a whole was just incredible. Just with the way we were able to just get stops together in the second half. And, I mean, that play was, I feel like I had to make up for the catch I gave up to get us down there, or for them to get down there. But, just wanted to run hard and beat them to the spot and just make a play. And I think, our defense after that, we just continue to just build on momentum and attacking Mahomes and kind of confusing them. So, no, that was incredible, man, just for the team. That was just altogether a great team win.
Facts. That's not an easy dude to stop in open space. So
let me ask you this. As I was sitting in the stands that day with all these Arrowhead people all over top of me, loud as I don't know what, in my head, I was thinking, how stupid, how arrogant could you be to not kick a field goal? Was that like y'all talking amongst yourselves like, I can't believe they're not about to kick this field goal?
Nah, everything's happening so fast. So, I mean, honestly, yeah, like at the moment, you're like, wow, like, but, they trying to run it up. They was whooping us at that point. So, at that time,
we're dancing.
Like, we can't let them in. Like, they trying to get a touchdown. Like, they're not trying to kick a field goal. That was our mind. Like, in the huddle, like, we were just like, all right, we got to get these calls in. We got to execute. And it was just blitz right to the 1 yard line, basically. And I'm like, damn. So, to be able to stop that momentum and be able to create our own was the whole game. It was huge.
I feel the play that Ace was talking about where you're stopping. If y'all haven't seen it, I don't know where y'all been, but him stopping Tyreek Hill on the goal line is forever a moment in football history, not just Cincinnati history. It's a big play.
Nah, that's facts. That's facts. Eli, you obviously had ties to Ohio State with players that are currently on the Bengals, and you also had ties with Lou. What was one of the things that kind of brought you to the Bengals before this season?
Yeah, I would say that. Just going to college out here in Ohio at Ohio State, being familiar with Cincinnati in the city. I had a couple trips out here just, in college, just tagging along with people just going, just road tripping. But I always liked Cincinnati, and Coach Lou was always one of my favorite coaches, even though we only had a few months, it felt like, together when we were together on the Giants. But, yeah, I just knew if I could get around good people, it could help elevate my game for sure.
When you were going into the all season this year right now, was there a doubt at all that you thought you would? Was it a situation where you and your agent were talking about possibilities of going to other places, or was the game plan always to go back to the Bengals?
Yeah, I would say it was always good. Yeah, to go back, but yeah, I mean, it was a lot of changes in all season. Like, I ended up firing my agent and getting a new agent.
Oh, okay. And, I'm sorry, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
that's crazy.
Went through that, and just looking around and trying to go through the process and all that. But yeah, I always wanted to come back for sure.
Go ahead. Go ahead, John.
No, go ahead. Do your thing.
Bro, obviously you gone up and played against some pretty good not corners, but wide receivers. Who would you say is in your top 5 of wide receivers that you face?
Top 5, okay. Wow. I don't know. I'll say Devontae Adams. He up there. I faced him I want to say 3 times now, two or 3 times. Yeah, he's definitely best off the line, explosive. Can go up and get the ball. So, yeah, he's up there. Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs. Who else?
Tyreek?
Mike Thomas already. So, I think that's 4. That's tough. That's another one I'm trying to think of. I don't know. That I faced, probably Amari Cooper, too, in there, too. I'll put him up there.
Okay, because I've been very critical of Amari Cooper, so maybe I should back up and maybe I shouldn't talk as much trash on Twitter this year because Amari, I've been getting a lot of backlash because I said for the expectations that Amari Cooper had, I don't feel like he's delivered in all the places that he's been. That's just my thought. I was surprised that you said Tyreek Hill just now, right? It was a lot of back and forth. I don't know, if it was directly with you, Tyreek, or whatever. But going back to that Chiefs game again, I guess the regular season Chiefs game, is that where it began? Or I was surprised you said that because it seemed like there was a little y'all wasn't on the same page or y'all aren't a fan of each other's game. but to hear him in your top 5.
No, I respect him. I respect the speed, the ability. You know, anytime you got a deep threat like that, somebody with game-changing speed, you got to be able to communicate and account for where he's at and any type of play you can get. Like, you can get an end around, you can go do a post. Like, there's so many, you know what I mean, plays that he can get to get him out in the open field. So he's definitely a great player, a great receiver. So I respect him. But it's all competitive on the field. That's all it is. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry. I don't know why you ain't had T. Higgins or Jamar Chase or Tyler Boyd in your top 5 though. Because
I'm tripping.
No.
What would you say the difference is between Chase and
Chase definitely. I said it in the season, man. I'm definitely tripping. She's definitely, I want to say, in the top 3. As far as like, I was going off guys I faced. I'm not talking about just top 5. Right. But yeah, I mean, I faced them a little bit, just not enough. We'll see in camp this year more and more, but I didn't get my chances against them enough, so that's why I didn't include them. They definitely top 3 though, for sure. Game changers. Chase number 1. I like T number 1 as well. They just you saw, you know what I mean, breaking records and doing all the stuff they was doing. Nobody was doing that like they was, so it's obvious, definitely. For sure.
So when you on the field, obviously it's a lot of dudes talking trash. Are you talking the trash, or are they talking trash to you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of talking. That's all it is. It's a lot of talking out there, and I don't know. I just converse a little bit. I always got a couple words just to say. It's not always, you know, I don't say trash talk because I know a lot of, you know, the guys I go against. So it's never like, but yeah, I mean, it depends. Different games. Different, you know, situations, it's different. So, like, you playing the Steelers, the Ravens, it's over. It's any division game, the Browns, like, but really any game now. That's just how it goes. But it ain't trash talking. It's just, hey, how's your day going? Okay, all right. I don't think
how's your day going?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You check in. Always got to check in, of course.
Right.
Especially if you're going against somebody over and over and over again. You're going to have those conversations. Like, you're not just going to sit there. I mean, I'm going to talk to you. You're going to have to say something. But
I don't know if you saw Joe Burrow on the Nelt podcast last week. It was a big interview, but he said the Ravens talk, and he said they talk a lot, and he likes facing them. Out of all the teams that you've played, because I know the astronomical trust is something that Ravens fans will probably never forget. You go into the locker room. Is that because they're one of the teams that talk the most, or if not, is there another team that you think talks the most trash?
I don't know. Honestly, they probably talk trash on defense. Their offense, they ain't really talk trash. So it's tough for me to say. Like, their offensive players wasn't really saying anything. Like, they was kind of just like trying to hurry up, get to like the line, and you know what I mean, get to the huddle. Like,
right.
But we talked both games, so we'll see how that game is. Of course, that's going to be a pivotal matchup, and we're looking forward to it. But they ain't had much at all to say, at all, nothing.
It was boiling over in the last, like a lot of things have happened. I don't know how much. I feel like you see a lot. You know, we exchanged some stuff before, so like there's a lot that has happened, I guess, in the off season, and it's a lot of resentment towards the Bengals. There's a lot of resentment or whatever I think against you for some reason. How do you explain? I know it can't just be Twitter. And I know like different people pick up on different things. Why do you feel like you're like public enemy number 1? I seen like a most cocky list or something the other day, and you were on that list. When you came out of Ohio State, nobody looked at you like that. Why do you think that all of a sudden like you're now public enemy number 1?
I don't know. I guess just. I don't know. People just look for something they hate all the time. That's just how life go. I feel like I've always been like that. The underdog, hated, like, you know, resented for no reason. Just, you know what I mean? Just, it is what it is on that. But I don't know. I'll say probably the tweets too made it even more, of course. But I don't really care. It's like it is what it is, you know. that.
Nah, that's a tough thing to deal with, bro, because I see like normal people that just get one tweet that's like with them talking crazy and it's like it affects them. So I couldn't even imagine. But I'm sure, like you said, it seems like you're in a better space with all of that. But we got a new game that we're gonna tee up here, and it's gonna be called read and react. So you're gonna read some of these haters, and you're gonna see some of those tweets, read them that we found, and just give your honest reaction on them. Once you're done reading the tweet, our producer will give you another one. So we're gonna do about 5 of those. Is that all right?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
You didn't react. Hold on. Shoot. This is kind of small. Oh yeah. Being the hero is overrated. I'm here to terrorize cities and crush opposing wins, dreams, and hopes. Truly grateful to God for providing all He has for me. Yeah, that's just real. That's just, hey, that's what we're here to do. I mean, yeah, that's all I can say. Like, as a defender, you always want to protect your place, and you always, if you go to opposing teams, as I like to do on road trips, as we did, close games for sure. Close the game out any way you can and leave victorious and take over the whole city, the whole trap. So, oh God,
you could zoom in if you have to.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Boom, that made a big difference. I can't believe Eli Apple helped the team make it to the AFC Championship game. This is the same Eli Apple who couldn't guard a rock on the Giants. Hey, man, the Giants, man, it was good, man. Good times over there. Learned a lot, man. Yeah, that's love. If I'm a Giants fan, yeah, a whole lot of love over there. Whole lot of love.
Ryan, give it the next one.
Okay. All I see is apple pack or this burnt toast pic on Twitter. ... laughing face. A lot of laughing face emojis. CD dudes. Good teammate of mine, man. Top 5 teammate. But yeah, everybody has something to say about the game. Everybody saw it, so it is what it is. We played them this year, so hey, we'll be there. Eli Apple looks like Ed from Good Burger. Slow like him too. That's a great movie though, man. I ain't gonna lie. I actually just saw that movie like a couple months ago for the first time. Good Burger. That's a banger. That's funny.
And we got one more. I was gonna say Good Burger is a great movie, underrated. So if somebody said Eli looks like dude from Good Burger, like that's kind of a compliment. That's a classic movie.
Nah, that is for sure. I gotta watch it again. All right, hold on. Joe Tenson. At Tenson Joe. This offseason, Eli Apple, aka Applesauce, Mr. Burnt Toast, and is going to be a free agent. So to all other 31 NFL teams, be careful when drafting this guy to your team. Because if you do, I'm praying for you because he doesn't know when to shut his big mouth and play. Dang. That's one of them fans right there, them haters. The haters we talking about, man, they don't want nobody talking, they want us to be robots out here and just, it's all good. It's all love for everybody, honestly. Really,
Facts.
it's just a game.
Right. It's just a game. Nah, I'm with you, bro.
I wanted to say this too because I thought like some of them tweets or whatever are like so stupid. Is the thing that I wanted people to know, like, I don't know if you're built like this, but for me, somebody could give me a compliment sometimes and I'd be like, yeah, but you ain't always like me, or da-da-da. Like, I'm just built like that way. And I feel like haters like fuel me every single day of my life, and even my wife thinks like I'm kind of weird because I just embrace hate so much and I let that fuel me. Is that a part of your day? I know you were saying like you were getting, like mentally everything 100% and all that, and get your balance and everything together. But at some point when you get to the season, is that like the fuel that you need to like make you play like, to another level, or like what do you get from all the haters?
No, I don't even say it's all that. It's just, I don't know. Growing up, that's just like having older brothers and having a big family that I have. Being from Africa, Ghana, West Africa, we just always talking smack. No matter what it is, whatever it is, something competitive especially. So I don't know. Just growing up how I grew up, I'm gonna talk smack, and I'm always bet on myself every time. And I've gotten to the point to where I feel confident now, to the point where I, always back it up. Of course, it can't be perfect. Nobody said everything is gonna be perfect, but as long as you go out there, you know what I mean, and do everything you can to help the team. I mean, weekly, and consistently. That's the goal. That's just like whatever I continue to just, strive for as a unit. You know what I'm saying? As a whole team. That's the whole thing for everybody.
That's facts, bro. I will at least want to give you your flowers, bro, because I feel like as soon as you came in, it was a situation where Trey Waynes went down. I feel like you stood tall. Like you came in, like nobody really got off on you. I really feel like, honestly, if people actually cut the tape on and look at what happened, you had one of the best seasons of your career in Cincinnati and were a huge part of that run that we made on the way to the Super Bowl. So I just want to let you know that you got a lot of people in Who Dey Nation that feel that exact same way.
That's love. For sure.
One of the things we were talking about, let me ask you this. Why do you think, like, just going back to the Super Bowl real quick, one of the big arguments, Ace had a tweet that was damn near like viral or whatever. Like, like in that game, you only relinquished like 19 yards in total. Like when we talk about that game. Why was everybody like, why is it just because they just like super hating like this? Like why do you think that they were just ready to
Ramsey got flamed up and I didn't hear a peep out of it.
And Ramsey's
maybe it's because they won, but
right, Ramsey's a great cornerback, but he gave up over 150 yards to T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, but nobody brings up the narrative, but yet they have all this time to bring up the toe stuff. Is that just
I feel like it's just they hate everybody on the Bengals, just as a unit, as we was going through the playoffs. Like, not even just me. I think a lot of, Joe was getting a lot of hate to me for no reason. I mean, every player gets their hate, of course, but I don't know. It's just more different. It's like everybody thought it was a fluke. You know what I mean? So that's the whole thing about it. That
they still feel like it's a fluke.
They still think it's a fluke.
Now, like that, the Bengals aren't for real. We fixed our biggest weakness, and they still don't have us favored.
Right. Yeah. That's why I start watching them sports shows because they just be over there speaking.
Man,
I don't know. It's nonsense on there.
Right.
Nonsense.
Right, and they're going with it. So I don't know if you've seen this too, and maybe you'll jump in one of these this season. But Twitter now, the Twitter Spaces, whoo, man, let me tell you, going into those games, it really got like kind of crazy on what fan bases and stuff. So I feel like me, Ace, a lot of other Bengals fans were educating them on you. I don't know if you know this, but PFF had you as the #1 zone corner in the NFL this season. Did you know that?
Zone? Oh, I didn't know about this. I thought it was man. Was it zone?
I'm sorry. Was that man? No,
It got to be the man.
I'm gonna pull it back up.
I have, yeah.
Okay. I thought it said
not that
zone, but
PFF. So,
yeah, you don't look. Yeah, you don't pay attention to them guys at all. But yeah, all right. I'm sorry. I thought it said something else about zone, but it might have been man beat. Yeah, I know how they did that. But let me ask you this though: when we're talking about like your coverage skills and everything that maybe didn't go the way that you wanted to go in New York or maybe in New Orleans, or maybe it did go the way that you wanted to go. What is the difference for this resurgence or this really good cornerback play that we're online telling everybody all day, like, this dude is really balling out for real? Like, what's the difference between those two landing spots versus Cincinnati?
Just, I don't know, mentality, people, the locker room, of course, the coaches, just everything. You know, my mentality, number one. I feel like just continue to strive to get better, and not feel comfortable ever. I mean, I've gotten to a point where it's, you know what I'm saying? We passed that, so it's like 7 years in, 7 years going in. It's a blessing. To continue to just play. So yeah, just always trying to make the most of them opportunities and get better. Like that's why I strive for so much. Is just DB's all little details, so it's like a little different step can make the difference, or like your leverage on the play can dictate a Super Bowl. Different plays, like it's crazy, man. So it's the best position, honestly, because it got the most pressure. To me, it's more than a quarterback.
Facts for sure. Corner is
corner
like one of
there.
the hardest
Like
ones to
goalie.
play for sure.
Yeah,
Facts.
it's like that goalie. You give up some shit, people on you. So
Nah, that's fact. That's facts.
you gotta be different play. You gotta be different player.
I hear that you're friends with Michael Blackson. Do you have a favorite Michael Blackson story?
That's
That's
my
his
uncle.
cousin. Oh,
Yeah,
uncle.
Uncle. Yep.
Oh, your uncle.
Yeah,
so you related. Yeah. You have a favorite story about him?
A favorite story, man. I don't know if I have a favorite story. It's like that's a lot of stuff, but
You got some stuff you probably could say. Some stuff.
Nah, yeah, I don't know.
You might. All right. I know he was recently on
Just the
Shannon.
shows, the funny shows. That's all. The parties.
Right.
Yeah.
What
that's why he was at the game. I actually saw him at one of the games, bro, and I was like, bro, that's Michael Blackson. So now it connects the dots. That was him. Okay, now it makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he be at the games. He was at one of the games.
Yeah, he was at one of them because I was like, that's him. I think I might have been at that game where I saw somebody that had it on IG or something, and I was like, bro, that's Michael Blackson.
The first one, the Vikings.
Yeah.
He was at that game. He was at that one.
Yeah.
Do you he had an interview on Shannon Sharp's show. I think it was like a week or two ago. He was like, man, Eli, like he's a grown man, but I can't really tell him nothing, but I wish he would kind of humble himself. Do you think that he's kind of misunderstood? He like misunderstood like what you're doing, or is that like a constant conversation y'all having now?
Yeah, that's something we talked about, of course. He's always like, you could have handled things better here or whatever, going on Twitter and stuff. I'm like, man, I don't talk to you about none of the stuff you be doing. Your Twitter, your IG, he basically I don't even know what we be doing on IG. You know what I'm saying? All the damn Titty Tuesdays and Freaky Friday bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, bro. But it's whatever. It's family.
Right,
you know
right.
What I'm saying? You always got to, respect what they got to say and everything. So I definitely, hear him, of course. I'm like, all right.
Just my opinion. I think he was like, I don't know y'all relationship, but he sounded like it was coming from a loving place though, where he just wished that some things would have been different. The New Orleans one, I think on a business perspective, I think he was kind of looking at that.
We got a show out there. He said it. He about the show.
But what if you gotta go to New Orleans?
I don't feel about any way he feels. Don't hurt me. Of course he gonna do that. I don't surprise him. Like, all right. That's cool.
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
My ticket.
Go ahead, Zim.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna tell you though. I think you probably said a lot of things that a lot of people want to say, but they weren't, brave enough, I guess, to say it. But on the New Orleans one, did you get any maybe people that you care about or people that you're friends with? It might be teammates or whatever. Did anybody talk to you about like some of the New Orleans stuff?
Nah, I went and talked to them because I did afterwards. Was like, realizing like a lot of my friends are from New Orleans. It's a great city as far as like the people there. I love the people. My time there was amazing. As far as just going from there, from a bad situation that I was in the Giants, and then going and winning a bunch of games and almost making it to the Super Bowl and getting close. So just, tasting that success, and then I don't know, the way I left, I don't know, some of the fan support wasn't there. And, throughout this year, I'm on Twitter just trying to, keep up, just tweeting, doing whatever, playing. And I'm feeling like, all right, we getting a roll on, like, guys got, like, really respect us as a squad. Like, we winning these games, we stacking up, especially our defense. And I don't know, the disrespect was just always there from Saints fans seeing it. I'm like, all right, So it was one of them nights where I was just like, all right, I'll let y'all know how I feel.
That was a night.
But yeah, more just for fans and in general that like to talk crazy and act crazy,
So y'all hear that? Everybody that's watching this, Eli Apple loves people from New Orleans and does have love for the city. He's human.
Of course.
I think people thinking, they've never heard you talk, and then if they read some of that stuff, then they're probably just 100%. I mean, people will never change. Some people are going to feel how they feel about you forever. But when I read it, I was like, hey, probably, what I'm saying, just having a moment, and it'd be like that for me. Like I said, I got off Twitter because I feel like everybody I saw, I'm like, oh, you a op, you a op, you a op. Like I just got in that mode, so it happens.
Nah, man, I was looking at your Twitter too much, man, honestly. But I'm a vegan. I'm a vegan now. So, like, the stuff I said about the food, I feel like that kind of really, like, hit there. Like, restaurants coming at me and everything about my taste. So, I done changed my diet and stuff. Like, the stuff I would eat in New Orleans was great. You know what I mean? But now I realize, like, all right, it's not the best for you, but it's great, though. Great food.
How has that lifestyle change been? Because it's like, obviously, you probably feel like you have more energy. Have you had, like, any cravings or anything? It's something that I tried myself, but it's not the easiest one. I know it's probably pretty easy for you, but I know that it's not one of the easiest ones out there.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's tough. It's definitely. I cheat with, like, dairy. It's hard to give up completely. But everything else been good. It's just dairy has been tough with cheese and ice cream and different stuff like that. But nah, it's just about being disciplined. It really carries over. And, just the first full year I did it last year, and I think it made a big difference with my energy and being able to sustain and get better. Just like, get healthier throughout the season. That's not something that never really happened for me in the league. Playing every game. It was big for me, so I'm glad I was able to do that.
Let me
measure, bro.
With that being said, let me ask you this: do you have any goals for this upcoming season that you want to share with us or the fan base or whatever, just to let them know like what you're about to do? And I know you want to terrorize cities and crush people's dreams.
Go. That's the goal. Every team we play against, I want them to feel crushed. Yeah, feel the pain. We've been feeling all season. So just we gotta beat them grave diggers again. So that's as a team. But personally, want to also play every game again. Just get better stats, get 4 more picks, Pro Bowl, All Pro, all that. So I know I can do it. It's just about going out there every day and being locked in.
Yeah. Facts. I got one question from the fan here. David Lennox, he asked, what's your favorite interception of your career?
Favorite interception? I'll say Big Ben twice. Damn.
Yes, sir.
But that's tough to say the first one or the second. That's probably the second one because that game as a whole, we was just giving them so much work. They couldn't handle us, Steelers. So that was one of the more fun games. Looking back on, definitely rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins, because that was the last time I saw him, was that game actually. So, I always think about that, like, that's the last time. So definitely got love for Dwayne, man. Miss him. Definitely still tough, you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Think about.
Yeah. Sorry for your loss, bro. I know that hit the Ohio State community pretty hard.
Yeah, man.
It hit a lot of people. I don't know if you knew this, Eli. I live in DC, so a lot of people. I mean, shoot, kids walk around here with Haskins jersey, so that was major. Moving forward, I guess like beyond your goals, is there anything that you're excited about, like with any of the young guys? Like I know you guys aren't doing too much, but anything that you like from Cam Taylor, Britt, any of the corners, or any of the any of the undrafted dudes or anything like that? Anything that stood out to you?
Nah, man, they're ballers. We haven't really done anything competitive yet. It's just kind of been us going against each other. So I've gotten a good up close, personal, like just view from how they move around and their ball skills and going up and just their athleticism going up and making plays on the ball. So I know Cam, he's super athletic, energetic, real eager to learn. Somebody that's he gonna be a real good player. And then a lot of other guys, of course, Daxton Hill, you know, he's been after working, you know, just trying to learn all the plays, trying to pick up everything, pick up all the different footwork stuff that we've been talking about and trying to implement for our coverages and stuff. But yeah, all of them, man. Yeah. There's been a lot of them. They all been staying after they've been hungry. It's early, so we'll see. We just gotta, you know,
see who stayed that hungry. Yeah, I was like, who stays hungry the whole time.
It's week 2 right now, so all right, anybody can be hungry right now. What about that?
Right,
Third
right.
week, you can't. You know?
That's when it really comes out. Obviously, you talked about this just kind of being like y'all in shorts and stuff right now. But has there been anyone, and not specifically just a rookie, but any player that has shown up where you're like, oh, this dude might take the next step this season on the team?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's still early. I think we all could take a great step. We're all pretty young, all in our prime. Yeah, just knowing how it feels to win and go on a good run like how we went, I think this is going to make us eager and more hungry to go earn more and make more plays for each other and get them wins. So I think we are going to be everybody on the squad. It's you know, of course, but yeah, you know, our secondary, our linebackers. I say BJ had a breakout year last year, and he's going to be that guy. BJ, Reader, Sam, everybody, Trey. They are underrated, man. Our front seven is the most underrated front seven.
You got to get us Ogunjobi back so we could get back to that level. You got to make that call to your African brother right there and talk to him.
Yeah.
Because that is like
that's
the
all
missing.
we need right there. Yeah.
You got to make that call. But I was going to say this online, bro. If you ever catch yourself in a situation where you're like, man, I need to tweet, just go ahead and check out my tweets because I'm 100% on everybody's neck. And I'm going to tell you right now, they saying y'all fluke. They saying y'all got lucky. Like Ryan Tannehill handed y'all the ball. If y'all don't know, Eli Apple made probably one of the biggest plays in Bengals history with the tip on that play. Yep. But they're suggesting that Ryan Tannehill gave this game away. They said that we should have got. I was in a spaces earlier. The Raiders game, the whistle should have blew. They have an excuse for every single thing.
I just heard is that we were lucky to face Ryan Tannehill and Derek Carr,
the number one seed,
and that won't happen. That won't happen next year.
You can't say that with Mahomes
twice.
We beat him twice. So.
You can't say you couldn't have said that about Tennessee before the game because before the game it was they're gonna run, they're gonna pound it. The Bengals can't stop them on the front. They can't do nothing with them. Julio's healthy, but now that we're past it. Now everybody's like, oh yeah, I mean that was Ryan Tannehill. But before the game, it was none of that. It was smoke from everybody in the world. And I just want you to be mindful. You don't have to tweet this stuff or go at any of them people like that. You do whatever the hell you want. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm at all them. I'm at all these people next all year. And
I see what you be saying, man. It's hilarious, man. I love the energy always. So yeah.
You said something earlier. You was like, man, you gotta make them feel the pain that we feel. I think as Bengals fans or whatever, you know, I've been a Bengals fan for a long time. Like, it's a lot of pain. So, like, yeah, I'm gonna do my homework. I'm gonna research the hell out. I'm gonna outwork everybody, and I'm gonna go and do what I do. And I'm hoping that you do the same thing this year.
For sure, of course.
Facts. But hey, bro, we appreciate you for taking some time. Best of luck on the season. And thank you for coming on to the Wincinnati Pod, bro.
Man, that's love. Appreciate y'all. Sure, I have to get back on, man. Definitely appreciate it.
Facts for sure.
Yes, sir.
All right, man. We just had Eli Apple on the show. Definitely a cool dude. Appreciate you, Zim, for making that happen, and Ryan behind the scenes for holding it down, and Eli once again for coming on. But we're gonna toss it to our sponsor, Midwest Best Barbecue.
Wings, and we stock you with them on our wings. On our wings, they tell me that them on our wings will make you do the pretty. Them on our wings will make you do the pretty. On our wings, come and get them on our wings. On our wings, who they gonna beat them on our wings, and we stock you with them on our wings. On our wings, they tell me that them on our wings will make you do the pretty. Them on our wings will make you
Shout out to Midwest Best Barbecue over there in Loveland, 669 Justice Court. We're going to have to try to see if they can get some vegan options for our man Eli over there, so that way he can get some good eats over there. I'm sure that Tim can whip him up something. But Zim, I talked a little bit earlier about the Kappa injury. Was there anything that you wanted to add to it? Like, I think it's really much ado about nothing for real. A couple weeks. I don't think it's anything to freak out about. What about you?
Well, yeah, it's not a big deal for me, bro. Like, I mean, I feel like it's so early. Like Eli just was saying, it's so early in this big race that we're in right now. It just would be foolish to make this your brand new free agent acquisition get pushed to the limit and go crazy like that when he doesn't really have to, you know. So I really think it's more precautionary than anything.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something like that, like you said, precautionary, just take them out and let them get healthy. So I don't think that there's any, like Eli just said, they're not really doing much right now. So no point to really put him in and subject him to anything. But my man Jackson Carman is reportedly in shape and ready to compete. He's also on that vegan lifestyle. Talked about some cauliflower pizza and stuff like that. What are your thoughts on Jackson Carman?
I'm thinking he could probably give Eli a slice of pizza off his vegan stuff. I shout out to my man Divine. He put me onto these heartbeats and stuff that I eat every day. It's a great source of protein. There's a lot of stuff that I've been doing on my vegan stuff lately too, but I probably never fully go vegan. But I think it's really good that Carmen, that was the first time he's spoken to the media, and I think in a long time. So that was dope. I think a lot of people needed to just see him breathing. You know, you hear about all the stuff going on around him. He looked pretty healthy to me. You never know what somebody's going through in their mind. So I just, you know, like I've said this before to you, you know, I wasn't the biggest fan. I'm still not the biggest fan of him, but I'd be a fool to say I don't want him to succeed. So me seeing him healthy, he did look a little slimmer, like everything, you know, like it's all good. Like I feel like we got to sharpen that. Everybody's got to sharpen their knives up and we'll all get stronger, be a better team. Like Eli just said, I mean, like to go through a whole football season, I don't think people don't understand how valuable that is in itself. It's just making it through the whole entire NFL season. It's the main reason why we get in these spaces and we argue with people because they're like, oh, yeah, we would have won, but y'all was injured. I mean, we were injured, right? Ain't that what everybody tell us, you know? So, you know, that's a part of football. Like, who is survival of the fittest? Survival of the fittest is like who can maintain, you know, their level of play and who can be available. So I think all the conversations going on right now, especially as we talk about the AFC North, have a big deal of seeing who can survive this, who can stick around the longest.
Right. So also Tyler Boyd thinks that the offense will be better. He said, and I quote, "We're going to run them out the club."
I think that's a dope line. He should put that on. He should make that a shirt.
We're gonna have to talk to CB about putting that on.
We need to make we need to make an Eli shirt like to say I crush cities. Like I get on Twitter, I always be saying, hey, look, I want your tears. Somebody said, man, Jim, I want to sit with you at a game. It was like a Ravens. I was like, you better bring a jar because I want your tears and I'm gonna bottle them up. I want to crush your city. I want to crush your dreams. All these different things. Twitter sent me a message. It was like, hey, this is harsh. Twitter was like, you can't be telling people you want to crush their dreams.
We're going to end up in Twitter jail again.
I'm like, bro, this is football.
Bail. We're going to have to post the bill.
Right. Thankfully, I'm not in Twitter jail or whatever. But, that's just good trash talk, man. You know, as long as the other person understands, like, this is football, nothing personal. It's all good, man. But, run them out the club. I feel like that first Steelers game, they ran them out the club because them boys was just checking that joint down. This the crazy thing about the Steelers game. I wish I would have asked Eli that. The first game to me, I know the score doesn't show it, but it was worse to me because the second game, it was like TJ was still trying to work as hard as he could and try to get some pressure on Joe. The first game, everybody checked out. They just like, we're not going to run no plays. Their last 2-3 possessions, they just checked out. Go look at the stat sheet on that. Najee Harris probably got like 16 reception attempts because they just was like, we're not even. That's why Tyler Boyd came out and said, yeah, they quit. Because that game, the first game was worse, bro. I swear.
So with the another idea, I think that's dope, and is another good motivational tactic is that the Bengals announced that they're going to have a joint practice with the Rams this summer. I think that puts everything in perspective because you're not running from the smoke, you're not running from the Super Bowl loss. You literally are having a practice against the team that beat you on a last second play in the Super Bowl, and I feel like I welcome that, and I feel like that sends a message from Zach Taylor to the team to motivate them to see like, hey, we just as good, if not better than this team that just won the Super Bowl and just beat us. What are your thoughts on it?
I just don't want Aaron Donald to get out there and get angry at somebody or and then we got a situation. Cause like I understand all the respect and everything for Aaron Donald, but bro, like, nah, I don't want to be in no practice field with that dude. I don't trust him. I don't trust nobody on their defensive line. That's my honest to God truth. When I go back and watch that game and the Joe Burrow's on the ground hurt and all of them celebrating and stuff, I still replay that in my mind every day. I don't want to be on the practice field with them dudes. Because when OBJ was down, everybody prayed. When Joe was down, they all celebrated and cheered. So nah, I don't even want to be on the field with them dudes.
So we got two birthdays that we want to mention. First, shout out to Cheeto Boy Awuzie. Happy birthday to you, bro, and happy birthday to the Bengals. So with that being said, we have a special guest coming through, Damian Woody, coming through on Thursday at 7:30 p.m. And we have another guest, Chris Evans, stopping by. So we're going to have a double pack show with the Wincinnati podcast, and it will be live. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you're listening to your podcast, please be sure to leave us a review. A 5-star review would help us move this podcast so far and help other Bengals fans find it. And so we truly appreciate you guys, but also turn on your notification bell and throw us some comments in there and help other Bengals fans find this podcast. But thank you guys so much for listening. And Zim, did you want to say one more thing before we get out?
Y'all got to support us. Go tell everybody 100%. If y'all like the content, I appreciate Eli Apple. Like, I feel like I'm spiritually connected to this guy. I feel like there are players and all types of guys that we can get on this show. If you guys just somebody read a Diddy comment. If y'all listen to the podcast, I just rubbed my Cincinnati nipple on the screen. So there's something for everybody at home. But in all seriousness, we can really turn up, really give you the best Bengals content, the best insider info, but we need your help to comment, tell everybody, message everybody and comment on every single post. The chat is cool, but after the show is over, come back and comment, show us love. You can say you hate Zim hair. You can say I look like the dude from Good Burger. I don't care. Just run it up for us, and I promise you it'll come back tenfold, and we're going to hold it down for you this year.
Thank you guys for listening to the Wincinnati podcast.
Wincinnati. Yes. Hello, world. We got a special show as always. TJ Hushmanzada, Jimmy Chase, Coach Jimmy Burrow.
How do you balance being a professional athlete and family obligation? These are top 5 Bengals of all time.
All time? Yeah. Shock the world.